Hello everyone. Hope you are all safe and sound in your home. So, in this video we are going to start a new chapter, algebra, which is the third unit in your 7th standard volume 1 textbook. Till now we have learnt about second unit, measurement. So all the 5 videos which we have uploaded earlier is about the second unit, measurement. From this video we are going to start learning new chapter, algebra. Okay, so in this video we are going to learn what are variables, constants, algebraic expressions, terms and coefficients. We have already learned algebra in our 6th standard. There we have generalized the numerical patterns and geometrical patterns. So what is algebra? Algebra is a branch of mathematics where we find unknowns. Okay. So in algebra we'll find unknowns. Observe this question carefully. Murugan's mother gave him ₹100 to buy 1 kilogram of sugar. If the shopkeeper returned ₹58, what is the price of sugar? So Murugan's mother asked Murugan to buy 1 kg of sugar and she gave him ₹100. He went to the shop and he bought 1 kilogram of sugar. Okay. He gave that ₹100 to the shopkeeper and the shopkeeper returned ₹58 to Murugan. So what will be the cost of sugar? Now we'll see the next question. Jayashree wants to share chocolates among her friends on her birthday. So Jayashree wants to give chocolates to her friends on her birthday. She had ₹190 in her piggy bank. If she could buy 95 chocolate with that amount, then what is the price of one chocolate? So in her piggy bank, she has ₹190. So with that ₹190, she can buy 95 chocolates. Okay, so cost of 95 chocolate is ₹190. So what will be the cost of one chocolate? Okay. Did you get an answer for these things? So how can we get this? So in first situation, Murugan gave ₹100 and the shopkeeper returned ₹58. So if you subtract 58 from 100, you will get the price of sugar. So in second situation, for 95 chocolate, it is ₹190 and for one chocolate it will be 190 divided by 95. Right. So you might have created numeric equations like this. Here the question mark stands for unknown values. That is what we don't know. Right. So what is the price of sugar? That is not given. That we don't know. That is the unknown value. But we'll create a numeric equation like this and we'll find the unknown values. So here instead of this question mark, we can also use letters like X, Y, A, B, etc. So the interesting branch of mathematics which deals with the method of finding unknown values is algebra. So in algebra, we'll try to find the unknown values. See, in the first question, we don't know the value, that is a price of sugar. But using the given information, we can find out what is unknown. Right. So algebra is a branch of mathematics which deals with the method of finding unknown values. Here we'll be having various methods to find the unknown values. Okay. I have already said in your 6th standard you observed geometric patterns and number patterns and generalized them using variables and constant. So recall what is constant. Any number is a constant. Okay, any number if you take, that will be a constant. For example, 31, 12, -2, 3/10, etc. All these things are numbers and any number is a constant. Constant means it won't change. Value of that thing won't change. Okay. So here if you take any number, value of number is not going to change. So any number is a constant. What is variable? So variable is just a symbol which can have various numerical values. Okay, so it will be having various values and we are denoting it using a small letter. Okay, variable is a symbol which can have various numerical values. It is represented by small letters A, B, C, X, Y, Z, etc. So now, say this. How many number of ice candy sticks are required to form a square? So how many number of ice sticks are required to form a square? To form one square, we require 4 ice candy sticks. Right? So for 2 squares, how many ice candy sticks are required? Think. So for 2 squares, we need 8 sticks. Right? To make one square, we need 4 sticks. So we want to make 2 squares, we need 8 sticks. Now for 3 squares, we'll be requiring 12 ice candy sticks. So if we continue in this manner, for making k number of squares, how many ice candy sticks are required? So we'll observe this in this table. So here the first row number of squares formed is given, and in the second row number of ice candy sticks used or required is given. So to form one square we need 4 ice candy sticks. For 2 squares we need 8, which is nothing but 4 times 2. For 3 it is 4 times 3, it is 12 ice candy sticks are required. So if we continue in the similar way, for k squares to be formed, for k number of squares to be formed, how many number of ice candy sticks are used? It is nothing but 4 times k, 4k. So to form k number of squares, we need 4k number of ice candy sticks. So when we consider this 4k, here 4 is a number. Right, so any number is a constant. So 4 is a constant and k can take any value. Right, value of k changes. So k is a variable here. Now observe the following pattern. So 7 times 9 is equal to 9 times 7. 23 times 56 is equal to 56 times 23. 999 times 888 is equal to 888 times 999. So from these things, what can you observe? Here the pattern is A times B is equal to B times A. If you multiply any number A and B, that will be equal to B into A. So A into B is equal to B into A, where A and B are variables. So here for A and B you can take any number. If you multiply, that will be equal to B into A. Right. Identify the variables and constant among the following. So here we have 6 questions. You have to identify the variable and constant in these 6 things. Okay. First one, A. So what is the constant and variable? If there is no number, it is understood that 1 is there. Okay. So A is equal to 1 into A. Right. So there the constant is 1 and the variable is A. See the second one, XY. So there we have 2 letters, X and Y. So those 2 letters, X and Y, will be having different values. So those 2 X and Y are variables. Since there is no number, it is understood that 1 is there. So constant is 1 and variable is X and Y. See the third one, minus 89. There is no letter and it is a number, minus 89. So here the constant is minus 89 and there is no variable. Okay. See the fourth one, minus m. So minus m is equal to minus 1 into m. Right. So the constant is minus 1 and the variable is m. Okay. So the constant is minus 1 and variable is m. See fifth one, 5ab. Here we have a number 5 and letters A, B. So constant is a number. So 5 is the constant. A and B are variable. See the sixth one, minus 90. Minus 90 is equal to minus 9 into t. So constant there is minus 9 and the variable is t. Okay. I hope you understood what is constant and variable. Constant is any number and variable is a symbol, just a symbol which is represented using letters, small letters that will be having various numerical values. For that symbol we can substitute any numerical values. It can take any numerical values. So variable is usually represented in a letters. And any number is called a constant. Okay. Now we'll see what is algebraic expression. An algebraic expression is a combination of both constant and variables combined together with the help of mathematical operations. So you know what is constant and what is variable. If variable and constant is combined together with the help of mathematical operations, then that is called algebraic expression. Okay, see the example, 6x plus 1, 3ab plus 5bc. You can observe that constants and variables are combined together with mathematical operation. So this is a algebraic expression. Now what is the perimeter of the given picture? So what is perimeter? Length of boundary of the closed figure. Right. Here they have given a closed figure and they are asking us to find perimeter. So you have to add the length of each side. So how can we get the perimeter? Perimeter will be equal to x plus 5 plus 6. See here. X plus 5 plus 6 plus y plus 5 plus 4 plus z plus w. So we have added length of all the sides. So this will give us perimeter. Right. So I will group variables together and constant together. See here. So perimeter is equal to x plus y plus z plus w. First I have written only the variables. Then plus 5 plus 6 plus 5 plus 4, only constant. You can add the constants, right? You know 5 plus 6 is 11. 11 plus 5 is 16. 16 plus 4 is 20. So x plus y plus z plus w plus 20. Right, perimeter is equal to x plus y plus z plus w plus 20. Here this is a algebraic expression because the variables and constants are combined with the help of mathematical operations. So this x plus y plus z plus w plus 20 is an algebraic expression. Here x, y, z and w are variables and 20 is a constant. So now complete the following table. So verbal statement and algebraic expression. Verbal statement means directly we'll use words to tell what it is. Like 12 more than x. An algebraic expression, you know what is algebraic expression? Combinations of variables and constant. So see the first one, it is 12 more than x. So x is there and it is 12 more than x. Means 12 plus x. This is 12 more than x. Right. So 12 more than x will be 12 plus x or x plus 12. Okay. So see the second one, m minus 7. This is 7 less than m. So if m is there, from that m we are subtracting 7, which means 7 less than m. So 7 less than m. See the third one, 2p plus 1. So what is 2p? You are multiplying p with 2. Right, you are doubling the p. And you are adding 1 to that. So 2p plus 1 is 1 more than 2p. But 2p is doubling. That is twice. Right. So twice p plus 1. Okay. So this is 1 more than twice p. Okay. 1 more than. You can write 1 more than 2 times of p. Or simply you can write 1 more than twice the p. Okay, write neatly. Here I couldn't write properly. So this is 1 more than twice the p, or 1 more than 2 times of p. See the fourth one, twice the sum of y and z. Twice means we are multiplying 2 with that, right? So twice the sum of y and z. Sum of y and z means y plus z. This is twice the sum of y plus z. Right. So fourth one is 2 into y plus z. Right. This is the algebraic expression for the fourth one. See the fifth one. Fifth one is 2k minus 3. What will be the verbal statement? So when 2p plus 1 is there, it is 1 more than twice the p. So what will be 2k minus 3? It is 3 less than twice the k. Or 3 less than 2 times of k. Okay. So see the sixth one, 5 is reduced from the product of x and y. So from the product of x and y, that is product of x and y is x, y. Right. 5 is reduced from the product of x and y. 5 is reduced means subtracted 5. So the algebraic expression of sixth one is xy minus 5. 5 is reduced from the product of x and y. Okay, this table you have to write in your assignment. Okay. So now we will see what is terms and factors of the terms. So we'll consider an algebraic expression like this, 6x plus 1. So we got this 6x plus 1 algebraic expression by adding 6x and 1. 6x is one part and 1 is another part. If we add these two parts, 6x and 1, we are getting a algebraic expression 6x plus 1. So here the part 6x is one term and the part 1 is another term. So when you observe the term 6x, we have two things. One is 6 and the another one is x. So here 6 and x are called factors of the term 6x. Okay. So in an algebraic expression, each part, suppose if we take 6x plus 1, 6x is one part and 1 is the another part. So 6x is called a term and 1 is another term of the algebraic expression. When you take a term 6x, there we'll be having two things. One is 6 constant and another one is x variable, and these 6 and x are the factors of the term 6x. Okay. So we'll consider next algebraic expression 3ab plus 5c. Here also we have two part 3ab and 5c. Right. If we add 3ab and 5c, we'll get this algebraic expression. So here 3ab is one term and 5c is another term. Here we have two terms. One is 3ab and the another one is 5c. When you consider 3ab, we have three things. A constant 3 and two variables a, b. Okay, so factors of the term 3ab is 3a and b. There are three factors in the term 3ab. Okay, when we consider the term 5c, we have two factors 5 and c. We'll consider another algebraic expression 6x minus 5y plus 3. Okay, this expression can be rewritten as 6x plus of minus 5y plus 3. This is for simplification. Okay, we can write 6x minus 5y plus 3 as 6x plus minus 5y plus 3. Here by adding 3 parts we are getting the algebraic expression, right? So here each part is a term. So terms of this expression 6x minus 5y plus 3 are 6x minus 5y 3. So there are 3 terms in this algebraic expression. When you take 6x, 6 is a factor and x is a factor of the term 6x. So 6x have two factors 6 and x. And you consider minus 5y term and you consider the term minus 5y, there are two factors. One is minus 5 and the other one is y. So this algebraic expression 6x minus 5y plus 3 is having 3 terms 6x minus 5y and 3. And each term is having factors. If you consider 6x as a term, it is having two factors 6 and x. When you consider the term minus 5y, it is having two factors minus 5 and y. When you consider 3, it is having only one factor 3. Term and factor is same there. Okay. So algebraic expression may have 1 or 2 or 3 or more terms. It will be having any term. When you see in first example it is having 2 terms, second example it is having 2 terms, third example it is algebraic expressions having 3 terms. So algebraic expression may have 1 or 2 or 3 or more terms. So we know what is term and factors of the term. If an algebraic expression is given, we can find out what is the term and factors of the term. Okay, I'll take an example of algebraic expression like this: 3 ABC plus 3AB plus 2A plus 7. Okay, this is an algebraic expression, and this algebraic expression is having how many terms? There are 4 terms, because this is one part, this is one part, this is one part, and this is one part. By adding all these 4 parts, we are getting a algebraic expression. So ABC is a term, 3AB is a term, 2A is a term, 7 is a term. So a term can be any constant. Right, 7 is a constant. A term can be a constant. See here, 2a. Here in this term, a constant is multiplied with the variable a. So a term can be a product of constant and a variable. Okay, see here, 3ab. So here a term is a product of a constant and 2 or more variable. Okay, see this term ABC. Here it is a product of 3 variables, right? So a term can be any one of the following. It can be constants, or it can be variable, or it can be product of 2 or more variable, or it can be product of constant and a variable or variables. Okay, so a term may be any one of the following. Here is a note. We know that algebraic expression can have any number of terms. That is, it can have 1 term, it can have 2 terms, or it can have more than 2 terms, 3, 4, any number of terms. So if an algebraic expression is having only 1 term, then that is called monomial. If an algebraic expression is having only one term, then that is monomial. If an algebraic expression is having two terms, that is called binomial. Okay. And if an algebraic expression is having three terms, that is called trinomial. One terms means monomial, two terms means binomial, and three terms means trinomial. And if it is having more than one terms, then that is called polynomial. Okay, an expression with one or more terms is called polynomial. So here they have given example. 2x is an expression, and in that expression only one term is there, that is 2x. So 2x is a monomial. 2x plus 3y. Here we have two terms, so it is binomial. 2x plus 3y plus 4z. Here we have three terms, so it is trinomial. Okay. So all the expression here, 2x, 2x plus 3y, 2x plus 3y plus 4z, all these things are called by polynomials. Okay. If an expression is having one or more terms, it is commonly called polynomials. And if it is having only one term, if an algebraic expression is having only one term, then it is called monomial. An algebraic expression is having two terms, then it is called binomial. And if it is having three terms, then it is called trinomial. So why mono means one? So if it is having one term, it is monomial. Okay. Bi means two. If an algebraic expression is having two terms, it is binomial. Tri means three. So if an algebraic expression is having three terms, then it is called trinomial. Okay. First example 3.1. Identify the variables, terms and number of terms in each of the following expression. Okay, so here in each expression we have to find what is variable, terms and number of terms. First one is 12 minus x. In 12 minus x, what is the variable? Variable is represented using letters. So here we have a letter x. So variable is x. What are all the terms here? So this 12 minus x can be rewritten as 12 plus minus x. Right. So this is having two terms. That is two part, 12 and minus x. So this is having two terms. One term is 12 and the another term is minus x. So how many number of terms is there? Two terms. So number of term is 2. Okay. See the second one. 7x plus 2y. Here we have only one variable, that is y. Okay. So how many terms? So what are all the terms here? Here we have two terms, 7 and 2y. See the third one, 2x plus 3y plus 5y. So here we have two variables, two letters, x and y. So variables here are x, comma, y. So what are all the terms of this algebraic expression? 29 is one term, 3x is one term and 5y is another term. So there are three terms in this third one. Consider the fourth one. How many terms are there? 1, 2, 3. So 3 terms. We can write this as 3x plus minus 5 plus 7z. Okay, so 3x is one term, minus 5 is one term and 7z is one term. And what are all the variables here? X and z. Okay. So first one, there are two terms. It is a binomial. Second one is also having two terms. It is also binomial. Third one and fourth one is having two terms. And those two expressions are trinomial. All these things are polynomial. Okay. So now we'll see what is coefficients of a term. Each factor or product of factor is called coefficient of the remaining product of factors. Okay. It is difficult to define it like this. So we'll take an example We'll understand what is coefficient, then we'll see the definition. So that time it will be easy to understand. So now we'll take 5xy. What are the factors here? Here we have 5x and y. Is the factors of the term 5xy. We have 3 factors. Okay. If you take this xy, product of this factor, 5 is the coefficient of the remaining product of the factor. Okay. So 5 is the coefficient of remaining factor product xy. Okay. We have 3 factors, 5, x, y. If you consider the product xy, 5 is the coefficient of the factor product xy. If you consider x, remaining product is 5y. So x is the coefficient of 5y. X is the coefficient of remaining thing. So when you take x, x is the coefficient of remaining product. When you take 5x, then the remaining will be y. So 5x is the coefficient of y. And 5y is the coefficient of x. So we have 5xy. Right. When you take 5y, the remaining is x. So 5y is the coefficient of x. Now see, each factor or product of factor is called coefficient. So if you take 5, that will be coefficient, or you can take product of factors 5x, that will be coefficient of remaining product of factors of remaining things. So when you take a factor or product of factor, that will be a coefficient of remaining factors. Okay. So here 5 is a number and 5 is the coefficient of the factors x and y. So 5 is called numerical coefficient. Okay, we'll often use numerical coefficient. Sometimes we'll simply call coefficient for this numerical coefficient. And in the given term, if there is no numerical coefficient, if no number is mentioned in the term, then we have to understood that there is 1 as a numerical coefficient. So if no numerical coefficients appears in the term, then coefficient is understood to be 1. Okay. Now we'll consider a term minus 6ab. So here what are all the factors? Minus 6ab. Right. So when you consider minus 6, the remaining thing is a and b. Product of this factor a and b is ab. So minus 6 is a coefficient of the product AB. Okay. When you take A, the remaining thing is minus 6B. So A is a coefficient of minus 6B. So when you take B, B is a coefficient of remaining things, minus 6A. Okay. When you take AB, then AB is a coefficient of minus 6. So, see the example 3.2. Find the numerical coefficient of the following terms. Also find the coefficient of x and y in each of the term. So, here they have given different expressions. We have to find what is the numerical coefficient there, and we have to find coefficient of x and coefficient of y. See the first one, 3x. So what is the numerical coefficient there? That is 3. Right. Coefficient of x, leave x, remaining thing is 3. Coefficient of y, in 3x there is no y. So here coefficient of y is not possible. Okay. See the second one, minus 5xy. Here what is the numerical coefficient? The number is minus 5. So minus 5 is the numerical coefficient. What will be the coefficient of x? You have to remove x. The remaining thing, product of the remaining factor is the coefficient of x. Right. What is the product of remaining thing? Minus 5y. So minus 5y is the coefficient of x. So what will be the coefficient of y? Leave y. What will be remaining? Minus 5x. So minus 5x is the coefficient of y. Okay. Now see third one, minus yz. Okay. Here what are the factors of this term? It is minus 1 comma y comma z. Right. So numerical coefficient is minus 1. What is the coefficient of x? X is not there here. So coefficient of x is not possible. Okay. What is coefficient of y? Remove y. Other thing is minus 1z. Minus z. Okay. Minus z is the coefficient of y. See the fourth one, 7x, y, z. What is the numerical coefficient here? 7. Okay. Coefficient of x is 7, y, z. Right. What will be the coefficient of y? Leave y, product the remaining factors. That is 7x, z. Okay. So see the fifth one. Fifth one is simply y. So if no numerical coefficient is there, then it is understood that 1 is there. It is 1 times y, 1 into y. So numerical coefficient of that expression y is 1. What is the coefficient of x? Since there is no x, coefficient of x is not possible. So what is the coefficient of y? Coefficient of y is, you have to leave y and the remaining is only 1. So coefficient of y is 1. See the next one, 16yx. Numerical coefficient is 16. Coefficient of x is except x, the remaining product of the remaining factor, that is 16 and y. So 16y. Coefficient of y, 16x. So I hope you understood what is constant, what is variable, what is algebraic expression, how to find terms of algebraic expression, in terms how to find factors of the terms, and if a term is given, what will be the coefficient of the term. Okay, coefficient of the factors of the term. Okay, so I hope you understood these things. After going through this video and go through your textbook once. After going through your textbook and this video, you have to answer these questions. Exercise 3.1.